Hello guys, how's it going? AlexTheGrumpyOne here. I hope you're well. Today I got a quick video for you on my new tool that I got here from Vdiagtool. So this is the V200 Pro model. This is a automotive circuit probe and also a breaker finder, as you can see here. So the breaker finder is something exciting that I'm looking to use for the first time. So this should help you finding the break in your wire, and obviously save you sometimes time looking for a wire if you're trying to find where it goes from some component to another component without taking everything apart in your vehicle. You should be able to use this with the audible signal and trace it where it goes. Instead of obviously starting taking all the panels apart, you can trace to where it goes and where it connects. And also obviously you can find a broken wire by listening to the sound from it, because once you go to the bit where it's broken, it should stop making as much sound, which should help you diagnose quite a lot of issues on your vehicle. The automotive circuit probe is really handy as well, because you can activate obviously components with it. You can give it positive or negative when it's connected to a battery, and you can also obviously use it as a multimeter as well. It's got automatic range on it, which is pretty handy. But yeah, all these things I'm going to explain you through the video. If that's something you're interested in, the link will be in the description below. If I can get a discount code, I'll put it there as well. But yeah, let's get started by unboxing and see what you got in the box. So on the back, guys, you got all the description of what it does. Circuit probe and breaker finder, 2-in-1 toolkit, easy working mode switch between circuit probe and the breaker finder, perform power injection, measuring, ground testing, polarity checking, continuity testing, component activation, AC/DC voltage, current and resistance, so you can determine the positive from negative, short or open circuit quickly as well. You got overload protection on it as well. You got really long cable actually on that. And the last one, you got the added port there for the external headphone, which is really handy for when you're using the circuit breaker. It's quite sensitive, you need to be able to hear it, as this, like I said, it's quite noisy when you're using just a normal tool. So if you got headphones, it will definitely help. Right, so let's open it up. It comes with the case, carrying case, which is really handy. So that's the tool, obviously. So here we are, our long cables, plenty of that. Obviously you need to be able to reach from the vehicle battery, or you can connect it to external battery as well if you want. So there's your battery crocodiles to connect to your vehicle battery and then plug it in. There's an extension, quite a long one, and that's another extension here as well. So that's the connection here. There's the ground crocodile, there's the positive one, and this is the tool itself. Obviously you need to connect a bit on the end there, but yeah, the tool is easy to use. You got the positive and negative buttons there. You also got the adapter for your cigarette lighter if you don't want to connect the tool to your battery in the vehicle, or if it's hard to get to, just plug this into your cigarette lighter and you'll have 12 volts going into the tool. So on the end there, this is the bit that goes and connects to the top. So this is obviously to make the contact. It's quite sharp. And this is our circuit breaker tool, obviously with the speaker built into it. And you got the on-off. Obviously it takes batteries there. So this 9-volt battery that you need for it. It comes with one already in the kit, which is really handy. Right guys, so you also get the manual in there that explains you how to use the tool, what settings you can put it onto. Obviously you need to be careful with what you're doing, because obviously you're dealing with the electrics. So please make sure you read the manual first to know what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do. And like I say, it explains every single step, every single function they got on this tool. It explains it on there, how to use it and what you need to do. Right guys, so here we got our DTT. I'll just open the bonnet and open the fuse box to show you the quick demonstration here straight away. So obviously we need to connect the leads to the battery. I haven't got the battery here, but I have got the power, the jumping point here. So I got the negative, and if you take the cover off, I got the positive here as well. It should power up my tool straight away. So you on the actual tool, you have got this unit here where this is the switch between the circuit breaker and the probe. So obviously you need to select the setting first. So as you can see, number 1 powers up the tool. Number 2 will be for our circuit breaker, and I'll show you later how that works. So we're going to start with this first, and as you can see, it powers it up. So just wait. You got all the readings on the screen. So you got the choice of voltage, AC, DC, resistance. So that's all good. And then if you press up, it goes red, which is where it's giving the battery voltage through the probe. So this is to test your components, giving the positive. And if you press down, it gives the ground 0 volts, as you can see there. So it's all good. If you press the red button, obviously it takes you to the next screen. Let me just try and focus on it. So you can see that changed, and it shows you the max and minimum as well on there, and frequency. Press it again. Here we got the resistance. Press again, and that changes as well. So we'll go back to voltage, just to show you quickly, obviously, the quick and easy way of testing the fuses here that you can see. So all you do with the ignition on, you usually just put the contact on the fuse, and as you can see, it should give you the same reading on both sides. So it's going green at the moment. Don't forget also, when your tool is plugged in, it's really handy. You got 2 LED lights that points at what you're trying to do. So if you go to the top of your fuse, it shows you the voltage, as you can see there. Battery voltage, that's all good. Now that's how you know you got a good fuse, if both sides are showing the same thing. If one side will show me the voltage and there was nothing on the other side, that means there's a break in the fuse. So let's go to the next one. Obviously you need to connect to the metal bit that you got the cut out on the fuse. So that's all good. And that's how I usually check the fuses. So you don't have to pull them out of there. Obviously be careful that you don't press the button while you're doing this, because you don't want to give the feed or negative to this, so you don't damage any components. This is the best and the easiest way of starting diagnosing the issues on your vehicle, is checking the fuses straight away, because most of the common issues usually are from the overload of the system and blowing the fuse, which most of the time happens, to be honest. On the Audi, you also got the fuses on the side here that you can check by touching both of the sides. Sometimes they can be a bit dirty or corroded. You need to clean them up and check them. That's all looking good. Right guys, so I just want to quickly show you how to check the resistance. So I got a long bit of wire here, and I got the tool connected to the vehicle battery still. This is obviously to avoid unplugging things on the car. So just clean the wire, and it should have good resistance on it. I'm going to show you what you have to do to check resistance if you're doing it in a car. So literally just put the ground on there, press the red button so you go to resistance measurements, the last 2, and all you do, it buzzes as well. So obviously you've got the ground on one end, and you're going to touch the other end. As you can see, showing me the resistance there, 0, which is perfect, and you got the beep. Now to test the automotive circuit breaker finder, we've got obviously the tool here. Like I say, if you got headphones, it does help. If not, obviously use the speaker that you got in here. So you got a receiver on the end there. They're still connected to the vehicle, the tool. Obviously now you have to put it on the setting number 2. And what I've done here, I've got the same bit of wire that I've just showed you earlier. It's intact. It's connected here to the end or beginning of it with the cable from the tool, a positive one. And look at the tool here. At the moment, if you press, nothing's happening. Obviously you need to turn it on the side, put on the loud. As you can see, so if you start tracing it where the voltage is going, the closer you get, the louder it gets. So you can trace the whole wire all the way to the end. And you imagine when you're doing this in the vehicle, obviously the wire is going, I don't know, if you're doing the rear light, for instance, and it's going all the way to the front and there's a break somewhere, you're saving yourself time going through the whole car or looking for the wiring diagrams or etc., or taking all the panels apart. You're literally just following the noise until it stops somewhere, and that's where the brake will be. So it's really handy, and I'm going to demonstrate that to you in a second. And now the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it somewhere. So we're going to have a break. And like I said, it will be difficult to find exactly where, because it is loud. You just have to have, this is why I advise you having headphones. You need to be able to hear it, and it will drop, the sound will disappear slightly. So that's where the break will be. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm just going to cut it quickly. And And obviously imagine if this is under in the panel somewhere in the car. Just going to connect it again. There we are. So this is somewhere in the panel. There's a brake there. So what we're going to do again, start tracing it. It's really loud. And you can hear it, I don't know if you can hear it with the microphone really well, but you can hear it where it loses the sound a little bit. So let's try again. You got quite a dip there, so it drops the noise obviously, and as further away as you go, the less sound you get. So you know when it drops the sound a bit, where the volume goes down, that's where the brake will be. So when I was talking to you about activating the components, it can be as simple as the light bulb, or you can activate the window regulator, the window switch, or indicators, whatever you want. So go back to position number 1. So the probe is on, got the voltage on. What you do, obviously, I got the bulb here with 2 connectors to it. I'm going to put ground on one of them. And what we're going to do is we're going to give it the positive feed, so it goes red, which is press the top button and the light should come on. There we are, as you can see. This is a really easy way of testing the components to make sure that they are actually working without starting taking things apart. And like I said, if you're into your electronics, which is what I'm going to be getting more into now, working on the electrical side of things, because I do enjoy it. This really helps you diagnosing quite a lot of issues, to be honest, on the cars. But yeah, this way it's really easy. Right guys, I hope you enjoyed the quick demonstration. I didn't go too far into it, taking the car apart, etc. But those videos I'm sure you'll see in the future on my channel anyway. I will be using this a lot more. I think this will be a lot more handy than I was actually expecting. The circuit breaker tester is brilliant. As you can see, I know it was just a simple test here on the desk, but yeah, that really works well. And if you got the headphones, definitely try it with that as well. But yeah, cable is long enough. This tool is currently, I think it's about £109, and you also got on Amazon, you got a £10 voucher, so under 100 quid, £99. I would definitely recommend getting the kit, because I think you can get just the circuit tester here, but I'll get the circuit breaker as well, because like I said, it's really brilliant tool. But yeah, you got the carrier case as well. It's easy to store away in it, so that's not a problem at all. The tool is really easy to use. You got the manual here as well, which is really well detailed. Actually explains all the settings on it really well, so definitely recommend having a look at that. But yeah guys, like I said, link in the description below. Do have a look on the Amazon or on the website. If you got any more questions, do please comment below. I'll be more than happy to do some more videos in the future. And like I said, I'm sure you'll see this tool in the future on my channel anyway. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.